Thanks for tuning into the Winning Post, powered by the Serum Institute of India. I'm Chetty Narula. A lot of horse racing action on the Winning Post, as always. Today, starting off with the Kentucky Derby at the Churchill Downs to the Guineas Festival at Newmarket as well. Let's take a quick look at the headlines on the show.
On the show this week, we bring you the 140th running of the Kentucky Derby 2014 from Churchill Downs. From there, we take a flight straight to England to witness the running of the Quipco 2000 Guineas at Newmarket. And finally, we wind up with the running of the Quipco 1000 Guineas 2014 at Newmarket.
Let's kickstart the show with the 140th running of the Kentucky Derby 2014. Out of the 13 races in the day's race card, this was the big one that gripped the connections of the horses and, of course, the nervous crowds sitting in the grandstands packed to the rafters as well. 19 contenders this year in the fray, led by the favourite, of course, California Chrome.
This is the coveted Churchill Downs, officially opened in the year 1875 and located on Central Avenue in South Louisville, Kentucky in the United States of America. This is a thoroughbred racetrack most famous for hosting the Kentucky Derby year on year. One of the most recognizable architectural features of Churchill Downs is the twin spires on top of the grandstands that stand in reverence as symbols of the track and of the Derby. Covering 147 acres every year during the Kentucky Derby, the stands are packed to the rafters with over 50,000 people. It is believed that the crowds have reached over 150,000 people on the Derby day. The dirt oval main track on which the Derby is run is 1 mile in circumference. A turf track inside the main track is 7 furlongs or 1,400 meters in circumference. Let's now take a look at the 140th running of the Kentucky Derby 2014. Out of the 13 races on the day's race card, the running of the Kentucky Derby was in the limelight. The hype was built up. The spectacle was conspicuous. The day boasted of affluence and reverence. A winner could emerge in pursuit of the Triple Crown. The nervous energy gripped the horses' connection. This year's running of the Kentucky Derby saw a stacked lineup of 19 horses in the fray. The pack was led by the favourite California Chrome.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. A good start for California Chrome. He broke a bit outwardly. He'll be among the early leaders. Harry's Holiday fires out fast from the inside. There goes Cheetu, and California Chrome is right with them. Uncle Si, California Chrome, and Cheetu will set the pace in the Derby. And then it's Samrat running in third position, and then Vickers in trouble to the inside. Harry's Holiday is hard to control early, and moving up on the far outside of horses is Wildcat Red and Intense Holiday. Then it's Capture, Meadow Count, Vince Ramos, and Danza's guided down to the inside part of the track. Wicked Strong is next. Oh, Candy Boy had to steady hard on that turn. Then it's Dance with Fate, We Miss Artie to the inside. Between horses, General A-Rod, Commanding Curve, and Ride on Curlin, who was taken to the back by Calvin Burrell, will be last of them all. As they go to the back stretch, the pace is not fast. They went 47 and 1 for a half mile, and Uncle Si is the leader. Cheat 2 is second, and California Chrome is now just off of them. Victor Hasbinoza has him well in hand, running in third position, a length and a half off the lead. And then comes Samrat to the outside. Intense Holidays on the far outside, pretty close to the pace. Vickers in trouble, and Rosie Napravnik are down at the rail. Then comes Danza and Capture. Now they make their way into the far turn, and it is Uncle Si the leader. Cheat 2 is alongside, and California Chrome is third, just outside the leaders. Samrat is right next to him. The four of them are together. Then Intense Holiday, Capture, Meadow Count, Danza's right there in contention. Dance with Fate is next, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. and California Chrome makes his move for the lead. It is California Chrome on the outside. Samrat runs at him with the 8-pole. California Chrome is pulling away. California Chrome into the final furlong. He's got a 5-length lead on his competition. It is California Chrome in front. And from the back of the pack on the outside, Commanding Curve is taken second. But California Chrome shines bright in the Kentucky Derby. Commanding Curve was second, and then came Danza in third. The final time, 2 minutes, 3.66 seconds.
The favourite of the day took horse racing fans by storm with the dominance he exuded. After a tight race for most of the way, California Chrome pulled away at the end and won the Derby by a comfortable margin, finishing ahead of Commanding Curve in second position and Danza in the third position. This victory makes it 5 in a row for California Chrome. Let's now go over the pedigree chart. California Chrome, sired by Lucky Pulpit, out of Love the Chase by Not for Love, is a homebred race by Martin Perry and Steve Coburn. California Chrome sire Lucky Pulpit spent the first half of his 4 years of racing career in Southern California. As a Californian sire, Lucky Pulpit gets mainly sprinter or milers over all surfaces. Love the Chase, the dam has won a maiden claimer going a mile at Golden Gate. This was perhaps the only time she hit the board in 6 lifetime starts.
Well, California Chrome, even before we got into this race, the Kentucky Derby, I actually thought he would win. A friend of mine in the US who we always speak once a year, and it's about the Kentucky Derby. And about 3 weeks ago, or just after the Santa Anita Derby, asked me what I thought, and I said the Santa Anita Derby looked like it was the form going into the Kentucky Derby. He's proved it. Talking about the race now, if you take a look at the Kentucky Derby, California Chrome has jumped well. He sat in a really good position, a really strong position, and he's quickened away nicely. The early fractions were slow, and he hasn't settled as well as I thought he would. He's won very well, and he's going to go into the Preakness this weekend as the horse to beat. He's the 6/10 favorite, and rightfully so. I think coming down in trip is actually going to help him. And my concern with him is he a Triple Crown winner? From what I've seen, he's the real thing. He's the goods, but he's not going to be a Triple Crown winner. I think he's just got too much early speed. Even if you take a look at his dosage profile, I think he's the kind of horse who's going to get caught out in the last leg in the Belmont Stakes. I think he's going to win the Preakness, but I think he's going to be caught out in the Belmont Stakes. It's a true fairy tale story, however. A $2,500 stallion, an $8,000 mare, but there was something in the pedigree. He is by Lucky Pulpit, and who is by Pulpit, and you get the Mr. Prospector inbreeding that comes into the family. Clearly, his owners saw that. You also have a Mr. Prospector on the sire side and Northern Dance on the dam side. That's a nick that has always worked. If you're going to get that nick for $10,000 US, take it. You never know. You just might be in the run for the roses, as California Chrome was.
California Chrome is a powerfully built horse. He's an athletic chestnut colt. He resembles a sire and is touted to be the fastest colt in training in California right now. Many experts bet that the 2014 Kentucky Derby will be out of his range, but the race proved otherwise.
Well, the favorite of the day, this athletic chestnut colt California Chrome, taking all the racing connections by storm with the dominance that he exuded as he passed the wire to win the 140th running of the Kentucky Derby 2014 in great style. Take a break right here on the Winning Post. On the other side, we take a flight straight to Newmarket and take a look at the Quibco Guineas Festival. Welcome back to the Winning Post, and thank you for staying with us. From the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs, we fly straight to England at Newmarket to take a look at the Quibco Guineas Festival this year, the first leg of the English Classics. Let's start off first with the Quibco 2000 Guineas 2014. Let's take a look at how this day panned out.
come May and come the first leg of the English Classics. Starting off with the Guineas. The Quipco Guineas Festival held at the Newmarket Racecourse was a spectacular sporting occasion. Held over the weekend of Saturday the 3rd of May and Sunday the 4th of May as usual saw some equestrian excellence bite the dust. Horse racing was not the only reason why the atmosphere was charged up. The circus at the Hyperion Lawns performed a variety of shows and activities that kept the children busy while the parents had their eye on the thoroughbreds racing that weekend. Over the course of the glorious weekend, a host of Europe's top thoroughbreds competed at the historic Rowley Mile racecourse with racing connections who eyed glory with nail-biting finishes on the home stretch. Let's kick off with the Quipco 2000 Guineas. It was first held in the year 1809, touted to be one of the most important races in the world. A quick look at the paddock made it obvious that Australia, Kingston Hill and Walkerman looked like they were in top form. Kingston Hill and Walkerman both had won big races at the Rowley Mile on the Dubai Future Champions Day. The two thoroughbreds promised to show some prowess on the big day. The markets clearly favoured the much-raved horse of the winter, Australia.
And away for the Quipco 2000 Guineas. Kingman, probably one of the last to leave the stalls. Nuzo Canarias for Spain leads the way, blasting off 2 lengths or so, and Tour and Outstrip racing apart from the others. There's a difference of opinion here amongst the jockeys. We've got 2 races on the far side. Nuzo Canarias from Charm Spirit, the Grey Gatsby, Book Runner, Night of Thunder, and Kingman in that far side group. And will his chance be compromised here? The main body coming down the stand side, led by Tourmore and Richard Hughes, Shifting Power. Urtigel tracking them. Australia in the purple jacket, the great Outstrip, as they continue on towards the halfway stage. And we'll look for that 4 furlong split with Nuzo Canarias continuing to lead over on the far side. Chased by over there the Grey Gatsby and Charles Spirit and Book Runner. And then Kingman still at the back of that group along with Night of Thunder. On this near side, it was 48.9 for the first half mile, so it's a pretty solid fraction. Tourmore on the near side of Shifting Power on this right-hand group, followed by Australia, then War Commander, Urtigel, and then after these is Outstrip as they now head inside the final 2 furlongs. So which side in front here? On the far side, Nuzo Canaris is now chased down by Kingman in the pink cap. On the stand side, Australia is coming through with Shifting Power and Tourmore. Far side, Kingman. Night of Thunder's running on very well. Down the near side, Australia. Kingman far side, Night of Thunder. Australia near side, spread right across the track. Is Night of Thunder may just have got it.
A rank outsider in Night of Thunder at 40-1 ended the race in a shock victory this year in the Quipco 1000 Guineas at Newmarket. The 6-time champion jockey Kyron showed that his career had a long home stretch left to gallop over. This was a first classic for trainer Richard Hannon, who took over from his father Richard Sr. at the start of the year. He succeeded by half a length from 6-4 favourite Kingman. This was a turnaround from when they last met at Newbury's Greenham Stakes. The 14-runner field split into 2 groups racing on opposite sides of the Rowley Mile track. Australia, who is the son of the Derby winner Galileo and Oaks winner Augerbord, raced close enough to the leaders on the stand side of the racetrack just before the pack split into 2 groups. He finished 3/4 and a length behind the 40-1 winner and ahead adrift of the 2nd place Kingman. But it was a day when Night of Thunder clearly stole a march over the rest of his rivals and earned the Derby spotlight. What happens next? We'll find out later this year.
The 2000 Guineas, on the other hand, according to me, was extremely strong. A really good race. Going through the race, not surprisingly, with about a furlong to go, it was Kingman who broke out of the bunch on the far side to take over the running. And I think it was a bit of a muddle of a race because of the fact that they actually split into 2 groups. You had Australia from Coolmore on the near side group, and you had Night of Thunder and Kingman on the far side group. Night of Thunder comes out and wins, just getting Kingman up on the line, and Australia finishing on fast. Kingman son of Exceed and Excel, a Kingman, a son of Invincible Spirit, has not seen out the mile according to me. I think we'll see him either go to the St. James Palace Stakes for yet another tilt at a mile, or he possibly may even come down and trip. I'd actually love to see him get a good mile, or even come down to a 6 furlong or 7 furlong trip. The winner, Ninth of Thunder, and Australia are going to go to far bigger things.
This chestnut colt was bred in Ireland by Frank Dune, sired by Dubawi, a top-class son of Dubai Millennium. Dubawi is known as a top-class breeding stallion, sired major winners in Al-Kazim, Makfi, Lucky 9 to name a few. Knight of Thunder entered into the ownership of Saeed Manana and was sent into training with Richard Hannon.
Well, Knight of Thunder right there stealing a march over the rest of his rivals. Let's now take a look at Quipco 1000 Guineas, but before that, a quick break and we come back with all the Guineas action. Welcome back to the Winning Post, powered by the Serum Institute of India, and thank you for staying with us. Staying with all the news from the weekend of the Guineas Festival at Newmarket, it's time now for us to take a look at all the action from the Quipco 1000 Guineas 2014. 19 contenders this year in the fray. Let's see how the fillies battle it out for supremacy.
The Quipco 1000 Guineas 2014 celebrated a double century as the race turned 200 years old this year. It took birth in the year 1814 and since then has run over a distance of 1600 meters or a mile for 3-year-old fillies. This year indeed was a special milestone for this classic at Newmarket. The pack of thoroughbreds contesting the classic this year included Resina and Vorda, who had proved themselves top class in the year 2013. Miss France at 8-13, Resina at 7-4, and Lightning Thunder at 8-11 boasted some form in the parade ring. Resina was touted to be a hugely popular winner, as veteran trainer Clive Britton was long overdue another classic success. She boasted of a track record that beat Kiyoshi and Tapestry in the Group 1 Molly Glare Stud Stakes at the Karag in September. Vorda beat Princess Noor, Kiyoshi, Joyce and Althik in the Chevely Park in September and was just beaten in her prep race at Maison Lafayette when Miss France was a disappointing favourite. The field consisted of 19 contenders for the Quipco 1000 Guineas 2014.
The Rolling Mile ahead of them, Vorda nearest to us. The Fillies Classic, and away they go. And a pretty level break. Now, where's the pace coming through from? A lot of them under restraint. Mandalay is the early leader, visually not fast. Majeda, Miss France is very prominent on the far side, the light blue sleeves. Euro Charlene towards the near side then of Resina, and then behind them in the dark blue is Tapestry. Further back on the far side, Itimel in the grey jacket, Frankie on Sandiva, near side but Times. Then Lightning Thunder in yellow and black. Lady Lara in a red cap, a bit short of room by the look of things from Bracelet. Lucky Cristal is being heavily restrained by Tom Quealy. Princess Noor is further back from Vorda, and then Lamar and Joyeuse is the back marker as they race towards the halfway stage. And up ahead, Mandalay by a couple of lengths to Majeda on the near side of Miss France. Tapestry in that dark jacket is tracking them. Itimal on the far side, Resina. Euro Charlene on the near side, 49.86 for the first half mile. Not a scary gallop in the midfield. Still Bracelet on the far side. Joyeuse is making some ground. Lightning Thunder likewise betimes the near side. Princess Noor coming under pressure. Lamar at the back. Vorda still held up well off the pace as now they stretch inside the final quarter mile in the Quipco 1000 Guineas. Mandalay from Euro Charlene in the noseband, chased by Majeda. Miss France is now coming under pressure on the far side. Itimal begins to stay on strongly. Lightning Thunder down the near side. They meet the rising ground. Miss France and Itimal on the far side. Then behind them, Mandalay and Lightning Thunder. Miss France just holds the edge over Itimal, and Lightning Thunder finishing off well. Miss France has won it. Maxime Guillaume. Lightning Thunder the near side. On the far side, Itimal. Those are the three in the finish for the Guineas. and it's gone to the Andre Fabre Maxime Guillon combination, successful earlier on. Miss France, the oh-so-sharp stakes winner last season on this course, well beaten first time out this season, but has bounced back to win at 7-1 in a thrilling finish. Lightning Thunder finishing off strongly on the near side, Itimal over on the far side, but it's gone the way of France, and a first 1,000 guineas for master trainer Andre Fabre. Lightning Thunder in second, Itimal third. Great run from Mandalay, who set a pretty slow early gallop in fourth place. Euro Charlene will be fifth, and then beyond those, Majeda, Resina, Vorda running on, and Sandiva. But here's our winner.
Miss France's performance could not be missed at all, as it was all about the lady from across the channel. Partnered by Guillon and trained by A. Fabre, Miss France was happy to go along with the pace set by Mandalay and Macheda. When it came to the crunch, Guillon brought Miss France to make a move, and she was able to contest a late charge by Lightning Thunder. The win brought Guillon a maiden success in a British Classic. Lightning Thunder and Miss France could possibly meet again for a rematch at the Coronation Stakes at Royal Ascot. The Irish-bred Miss France, a bay filly, was bred in Ireland by Dayton Investments. She was sired by Dunsili out of Miss Tahiti, who was a top-class race mare.
Well, Miss France was a good winner, and for Andre Fabre, I mean, he's won every British Classic, and she was a strong winner. I think perhaps the Godolphin horse Intimal may have been a bit unlucky. I think we'll see better things from her to come in the future. For me, the 1,000 guineas from all the three classics we had that weekend, the Derby, the Kentucky Derby, the 2,000 guineas and the 1,000 guineas, was by far the weakest.
For now, it called for celebrations for the racing connections of the winner Miss France, followed by Lightning Thunder and Itimal.
Well, that was Miss France right there, winning the Quipco 1000 Guineas 2014 in great style. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have on this weekend's episode of The Winning Post, powered by the Serum Institute of India. If you've missed something, we're on YouTube. Catch us on www.youtube.com/winningpostracing, or follow @Mohit Lalwani on Twitter for regular horse racing updates. We're also on Facebook. Until the Team Winning Post sees you next week again, may the horse be with you.